Hey, Rack and Beer viewers. Happy homebrew. It is obviously not Wednesday. Well, yes, I guess it's not obvious for you. It's very obvious for me. I'm recording this on Sunday, and it is going to be the first Homebrew Wednesday with some actual brew day stuff in it. And I'm doing this to force myself. So the brew day is over, and I did film, some things. So now I've gotten it into the continuity of this Homebrew Wednesday that I have actually brewed a beer and that there is footage of it. So now I'm held accountable around continuity wise. Everything will be messed up if I don't actually make that brew day video. But that'll all make more sense once I've had a beer. Brew day's over, so I'm doing that now. I'm starting that whole thing because you know what? It's hard enough to brew without being a little tipsy. So I'm doing that. I can only start drinking when the brew day is over. And today I got something really weird for us to take a look at for this. This is from Dry and Bitter, and this is part of their D&D. I bought this like D&D bundle. They made a bunch of D&D beers, and I got a 6-pack and a dice, a big D20 dice. I'll have to show that. It's in the house around, so I'd show it to you. But this is one of them. This is Growlak. I don't know the pronunciation on that. It's apparently some kind of D&D monster. As nerdy as I am, I don't actually play D&D, so I don't know. There's a whole description of it with all of its stats and stuff on the side. I won't read that. But it is a Blackberry Bramble Imperial Goza, in case you were wondering, 7%. And that so I'll read you the beer description. In this magical, potent, and sour beer, an infusion of blackberry and salt brings tart and refreshing bramble fruit characters, along with the sharpness of the sea. All right, let's see if we can taste the sea. Love Goza. Oh, blasted all over me. Oh shit! This can is filled right to the brim. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to show it to you without, but it's hopping out of there. Well, it looks very bramble, blueberry. Let's see, does this fit the entire can? Yeah, it does. Euro pint for the win. So yeah, let's see what is a blackberry. Looks very Berliner Gose. Head didn't stick around too much. Cheers, guys. Ooh, boy, I can feel that it's been a while since I brewed. That was pretty good. I'm sorry, it's blackberry, not blueberry. Yeah. It's not that super tart that blueberries bring. As it blueberry seems to be like the sour beer fruiting of choice. I actually like this blackberry. I actually like blackberry in sour beers, maybe more than blueberry. I think blueberry brings too much of its own sourness to the party. This is nicely sour, nice kind of berry flavor without being. It's not too sour. It's not like even that first sip where you usually get kind of overwhelmed with sourness as your palate has to adjust. It wasn't too crazy sour. They also struck a nice balance with the salt on this. This is really good. Yeah. Super light body. Is it like ridiculously dangerously drinkable for 7? I mean, this is IPA strength. I mean, this is 7%, and you could just down this in one long pull. Oh, that's good. Gotta think about that now with so what did I brew today? Talk about it in the video that I now have to make. You have to make me make it. I brewed that bitter thing that I've been waffling on about for so long. I used up the Maris Otter that I had been laying around forever. There was 5 kilos of that. So what I did is I actually brewed a 30-liter batch, and I pushed the Grainfather, the G40, to its limit, and I did a 30-liter no sparge batch. So all the water all up front, and no sparge. And I ended up, I kind of winged it because I did 5. The 5 Maris Otter, I threw in an extra kilo of pale ale malt just because I was afraid of how old that Maris Otter was, and I was also afraid of that I switched it to no sparge. I didn't switch the recipe to no sparge. I just put all the water in because who can be bothered with sparging these days? Also, the other Grainfather that is going to be my sparge, my hot liquor tank needs to be cleaned, like deep cleaned. So. So that's so the 1 kilo, and then a blend of a bunch of crystal malts and stuff for some color, and then some English hops that I've had since the dawn of time. I've actually had them for longer than I've lived here. That's all going to be in the video, so we're not going to talk too much more about that. But what I did do is I made the 30 liters, and I'm doing 20 liters of it with USO4. And then 10 liters of it with Philly Sour. Hopefully with Philly Sour. It's the yeast is out of date, but it's also going to be a bit of an overpitch because it's only like about 7-8 liters of relatively low gravity beer. So we'll see if that one takes off or not. But 10 liters of Philly Sour, which, hey, maybe this is the way to go. I really want to try the Philly Sour with just a kind of a base beer. I don't actually know what this beer is going to turn out like. I ended up using a lot of hops in it because I'm just trying to clear stuff out. So it may be more of a pale ale than an extra bitter, extra strength. I don't know whatever you can call those things. It's got a bunch of British crap in it, so I'm calling it a bitter instead of a pale ale. I know there's British pale ale. I don't want to call it that. I do what I want, and you know what? If you're mad about it, rejoin the European Union and send a complaint to the European Parliament. You can't do nothing to me now. Ha ha! Actually, I should call this beer like pre-Brexit because all the shit that I bought, all the shit that went into it, I'm pretty sure I bought from the malt miller before Brexit fucked everything up for ordering from the UK. God, that was nice, man. There was like this little window where the pound was way down, so everything was cheap, and you could get, and shipping was really cheap from the UK because they're still in the Union. So, man, that was a good little run right in there. I bought a lot of stuff, bought a lot of kegs and stuff in that period. A lot of brand new kegs, a lot of British malts at a nice bulk price. Anyway, that's done and gone. Those days are over. Come back to us. I need bulk Maris Otter. Anyway, let's move on. So that'll have a whole video dedicated to it. Let's take a look over it. Right now, I just cracked that beer because I'm cleaning and I'm not drinking a beer right now. Let's talk a little bit about the. This is not ideal. The G40 is almost clean in place. I pulled all the. This is the bottom plate. Obviously the mash basket. This all pulled out, took it outside, blasted it with the hose, took 5 minutes. This is almost clean in place. If I could drain that directly into the drain, then I would just be blasting this with the hose and pumping the gunk out. You can see that, I also ran all the, the leftover beer that was in the cooling spiral into there as well. But this is just with hose blasting and draining. You can see it's pretty clean anyway. I'm gonna throw a little bit of PBW in here. I heated this little bit of water up from the hose to like 30 degrees, and I'm gonna throw some PBW in there, and I'm just gonna go over it with a scouring pad just to get the stuff that's baked in up, and then run that through here, and then rinse it, and then it'll be done. It's so much easier to clean than the G30, which I had to unplug from the wall and fill up and dump out and manually dump it, and it was, what a pain, what a backbreak. So yeah, that's one of the best things about the G40 is that it's once I get that ball valve, I was going to say butterfly, it's not going to be a butterfly valve. Once I get that ball valve, it's basically going to be clean in place, which is awesome, because this doesn't work too well. I got to tip it up under there, and I got some dribbles. Now I got to like move the machine and clean under there so I don't get any nasty shit. Few takeaways from the first brew day with this configuration. I absolutely have to. First and foremost, I gotta get some kind of ventilation fan, especially for the winter, because at one point during full boil, you can see here on the ends, this is a minor thing, but I gotta dry this out, seal it, and get some edge banding for here, and obviously on each side of that, get a sealant on there, because that at one point during the height of the boil, it was basically raining over here. I mean, you can see all the towels everywhere. My wife and I, once the boil was done, we basically had to just dry everything. It looked like there had been a localized rainstorm just in this area, and that's because it's boiling off so much liquid there, and it's so cold out that it's just immediately condensing down onto everything. So the fan is going to be just like a must. So I'm already, after I'm done, I'm going to take my beer inside, and I'm going to start pricing out suction fans. So that jumped to the absolute top of the list as something that, and then just in general, I need to organize the brewery better. I need something. Oh yeah, so another thing that jumped. I need something on the back wall here to hold the return hose and hold the lid and you're messing around with during a brew day, so I can just hang it up somewhere and it not like trying to find a place to set it down, balancing it on other stuff. So other than that, though, I mean, this has been probably the easiest brew day. I broke it up into. So yeah, today's Sunday. Yesterday I did. I was out here working in the. It didn't look like it from the video you just saw, but I was cleaning up in here and cleaning the Grainfather, because I wanted to run a really good cleaning cycle on it, and the everything, and clean up the fermenters. And then what I also did is I just weighed and milled all the malt last night, and I got all the water in the Grainfather, the full brew day's worth of water in there, put all the mineral additions in it, and then I set the timer, because the G40, another great thing about the G40, especially now that I've got it connected to the internet, is I can just set a timer on it. So I just set a timer for 7 o'clock this morning, and to start heating to 67 for mash in. And at 8, when round about 8, whenever after the alarm went off and then I rolled out of bed, the water was all hot. I just had to dump the grain in. The whole brew day took way less time, which is great. I think I'm going to be doing that from now on. I'm going to be doing a Saturday prep or Friday prep, and then Sunday brew. That really worked out great. So yeah, was a pretty good brew day, ending with a really good beer. We're gonna have to maybe make some blackberry syrup for that 10 liters if that Philly sour takes off. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the beer itself, just whatever it comes, just baseline, and then I want to experiment with some syrups, some scissorups. If any and all of that sounded interesting to you, I don't know. If you're already subscribed, thanks for watching. If you're not, subscribe and stay tuned. I'm gonna try and promote myself a little bit more. I'm gonna try and get more active on the social medias and all that crap again. And yeah, we'll see you again real soon. Real soon.